What were the key aspects of the NEP? Have you ever wondered how a country can recover from war and chaos? The new economic policy, introduced by Vladimir Lenin in 1921, was a significant step for the Soviet Union. This policy aimed to stabilize the economy after the turmoil of World War I and the Russian Civil War. It was seen as a temporary measure to help rebuild the nation while still aiming for socialism. One of the key aspects of the new economic policy was its mixed economy structure. This meant that both state-controlled and private sectors could exist side by side. Large industries, banks, transportation, and foreign trade remained under state control. However, small and medium-sized enterprises, especially in agriculture and retail, were returned to private ownership. This blend of capitalism and socialism was a new approach for the Soviet economy. Another important feature was the reintroduction of market mechanisms. Under the previous war communism, money and market principles were eliminated. The new economic policy allowed peasants to sell their surplus produce on the open market after paying a fixed tax in kind, known as prodnalog, to the state. This change incentivized agricultural production and helped ease food shortages. The new economic policy also replaced the harsh requisitioning of grain from peasants with a more manageable tax. This tax was set at a lower level, encouraging peasants to produce more since they could keep and sell any surplus beyond the tax. This shift was vital for agricultural recovery. Lenin referred to the new economic policy as a form of state capitalism. The state kept control over the most important parts of the economy but allowed some capitalist activity to stimulate growth. This pragmatic approach was intended to rebuild the economy and create conditions for a future transition to socialism. Private trade and enterprise were encouraged under the new economic policy. Small-scale businesses and trade were legalized, leading to the rise of NEPmen, who took advantage of the new economic freedoms. These entrepreneurs played a crucial role in revitalizing the economy. Additionally, the new economic policy saw monetary reform and efforts to attract foreign investment. A stable currency was reintroduced, which was essential for economic stabilization and development. From a communist viewpoint, the new economic policy was a tactical retreat from the extreme policies of war communism. It aimed to preserve the revolution by reviving the economy without abandoning the goal of socialism. The policy was not meant to be permanent but, rather, a necessary phase to rebuild productive forces. Ultimately, the new economic policy was phased out by the late 1920s under Joseph Stalin, who focused on rapid industrialization and collectivization. However, during its existence, the new economic policy played a vital role in stabilizing the Soviet economy and preventing the collapse of the revolutionary state.